I'm going to show you how I have learned to use these wooden stamps for glitter tattoos. And these are from Patty Prints Marketplace. And it comes with directions, but I have an abbreviated version of this that I'm going to use to show you, again, how I found my tips and tricks for how to successfully do glitter tattoos. I'm going to go through these steps and I'm going to show you how to use multiple colors. When you're thinking about the colors to choose, or when you're advising your clientele on the colors to choose, I find it works best if you choose colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. So like red and blue make purple. Now this is a turquoise more than a blue, but these are colors that would be in line on the color wheel or in rainbow order. I find that those fade well and blend beautifully together. Of course, if you have a client that is really committed to a different combination of colors, then you can make that work as well. You want clean skin. If you have someone that has a lot of lotion on their skin or like sunscreen, then you want to clean that off with rubbing alcohol, or you can put baby powder if it's like, or talcum powder if it's if they're like sweaty or their skin is wet. But for most people, it's just going to be fine on regular skin. I advise the arm as opposed to the hand because it's going to wear off your hand more quickly. The tattoo could last like multiple days, even into a week, but your hands get washed much more often than this part of your skin. And there's also more friction on areas like this. There's more rubbing, and so they're not going to last as long on like the under part of your arm as they would here. Okay, so let me go through and follow these steps. I've got colors that are chosen that are close to each other on the color wheel or in rainbow order to demonstrate for you also how it would blend. All right, here I am, and I'm in fast forward a little bit as I begin this glitter tattoo. Step one is for me to load my brush. This is a foam brush with some of this latex body glue that Patty Prints sells this glue, and I'll end up needing to reload my brush. This is the first tattoo I'm doing in this session. And so once you get started, you will only need to replenish the brush. You don't have to put this much glue on it that I end up having to do each tattoo. It'll already be saturated, and then you just replenish as needed. Dabbing some glue, dab, 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 onto the sponge, and then dab the glue onto the surface of the stamp. You can maybe see that it's a little bit bubbly. What you want is a thin layer of this glue just on the surface of that stamp. Then you are going to roll the stamp, start from one side and roll the stamp onto the skin. And you can see it stamps on white. Now, if I were using the same stamp again, I could just put more glue on it and then stamp another client, and then I can do that a few times. You don't have to wash it between each use, but when you're done with the stamp, you need to wash it before the glue dries, and that's just spraying all the glue off into a designated container and then drying it. You don't want that glue to dry on your stamp, and the glue does dry fairly quickly because that'll mess your stamp up. And then you want to get it dry. I find that using a lint-free towel, like not a paper towel, but a fabric towel works best to dry the stamp. You can't use a wet stamp for applying a glitter tattoo. And you can see that is still, I'm at step 4. I'm waiting for the glue to go clear. If the glue is still wet, it'll mess up your brush and then your little sponge brush. It'll also mess up the tattoo because it will smear. Now, when you get to the glitter step, I like to use a container to capture the glitter. And here I'm just using a box lid. I've taped the little corner edges where there were holes where the box lid was folded together to contain all of the glitter to minimize the mess. And you'll see that you can't actually, once I get my arm back in the frame, you can't actually see where the glue is, but there's a little, I should say, you see it only because there's a little shine to where the glue is, but it's totally clear. Now, these are little puffer bottles that Patty Print sells. I actually puffed that glitter not even on where the tattoo was. I went beside where the tattoo is, and then I'm using a makeup brush to brush the glitter onto the tattoo. I'm trying here to see if the little sponge, and it works, the little lollipop sponge that Patty Prints gives you when you get a kit, but I actually find that the makeup brushes give you a lot more control, and in a moment I'll show you how you can have maximum control, but it does come with a little bit of risk because you have to take the lid off of the glitter container. So see, I'm putting the glitter, I'm puffing the glitter beside the tattoo and then brushing it on to get it dark around the edges and then faded towards, the center part of the glued area. Here, if you want more precision, take the lid off and then just dip to get the glitter just on your brush. And again, this is risky because you risk tipping over your whole little container. But that, if you want real precision, that's the best way. And now I'm going to go into I'm actually going to do the center color next, because you can see I got glitter all in the middle part. And so I want to preserve some area to have some pink. And it kind of mixes all together, which is why colors that are next to each other on the color wheel work well, because they blend together in a more natural way than colors that are not close together. So now I'm puffing in some purple, and with the final color you don't have to be as careful. Puff, puff, puff the purple away. And now what I do like is, with the little lollipop, is press the glitter in to make sure the glitter is all pressed in where all of that glue is, to make sure you've got all glitter adhered to the glue. And then the final step is to take a larger brush, and in this case another makeup brush, and sweep away all of the excess glitter. And then you're left with your finished glitter tattoo. And obviously I'm sweeping all that extra glitter into my glitter container, that box lid. And now I have my finished tattoo. A few things to note: that you want to make sure that you're using approved cosmetic glitter. This is special glitter. This is not craft glitter. It's made differently to be safe for the skin. And also to know that if you want to remove it before it comes off naturally, which could be up to a week, just depending on, just depending on how much you wash it and if it's how much friction it's getting. But if you want to take it off earlier, you can use baby oil. Will loosen up that adhesive, and then you can get it off. Rubbing alcohol also will dissolve the adhesive, but it doesn't work as well as baby oil does, as far as in my experience. So that is how to use a wooden stamp from Patty Prints to create a glitter tattoo. It's so much fun. I hope this was helpful.